What is the difference between this subpoena and a request?
Your Honor, this subpoena is a predicate under state law for the state executive branch to be able to go to a court to seek a court order requiring production. We couldn't do that if we had just sent a letter request. But in other critical respects, there's really not a difference in terms of the legal obligations that are actually imposed upon a recipient of a subpoena. Justice Thomas, I think to your questions at the outset, you had made a remark about how this subpoena doesn't look like other kinds of subpoenas that you're familiar with. And I think there is some confusion in the nomenclature here. Typically, when we think about subpoenas, we're thinking about grand jury subpoenas or subpoenas that are issued by a court during civil litigation. I think an administrative subpoena is very different, and courts, as a matter of state law, have held across the country that these subpoenas themselves don't impose any obligation to produce documents from the moment of the issuance of.
So what's the difference between this and a request?
So I think there is not a difference in terms of the change in legal obligations for petitioner.
So if I were to request these documents from an organization that is an administrative agency, would I write this sentence? Failure to comply with this request, I'm substituting subpoena for request for subpoena. Failure to comply with this request may render you liable for contempt of court.
Yeah, I do want to directly address that because I think that's the nub of a number of the questions this morning and a number of the colloquies this morning. So the subpoena does say exactly what you said, and it says that an individual who receives the subpoena is commanded to produce. But just a couple pages down in the subpoena, this is at Petition Appendix 93A, the subpoena itself says that one entirely appropriate way for a party to respond is to object to some or even all of the requests contained in the subpoena. And as a matter of background state constitutional due process principles, New Jersey Supreme Court has long held that the executive branch can't be the one